Welcome back to the Tennessippi States Only Challenge, where today we're going into our next off season, coming off yet another year that was extremely poor. We added a lot of talent to the team, but even with that, they played, I think, their worst season. But there was two highlights. On defense, two rookies shined, including your defensive rookie of the year in Pittman. Jose Dockery also was in the running for that award. And with that, Pittman goes up to a superstar at linebacker, and Dockery has moved up to a star dev. Now, we did lose the X factor of Chris Jones. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, he does not retire when we officially hit the offseason. Golson stays an X factor. Emerson, he stays a star. On the offensive side, DK also just a star. Hyatt, star, but the offensive line entirely is a star. So a lot of key pieces. Now, as I mentioned at the end of last episode, today I think we need to make a move at quarterback. And it might be trading away Arrington to bring in Dak Prescott, if he too does not retire. But to officially wrap out Season 3, Chicago Bears win the Super Bowl 22-12 over the Jaguars, and your MVP is Julian Love. You can see the rest of the yearly awards over on that right-hand side, including Morgan Pittman, true Defensive Rookie of the Year. And already, good news, no retirees, so Chris Jones does not retire. Now we just need to make sure that Dak Prescott didn't either. And getting to the bottom of the list, he did not, so he will still be here for either his 34 or 35-year-old season. But we've got some big negotiations to get through. Jalen Hyatt, Chris Jones, definitely got to make sure we bring back those two. And then we have some more depth side players. So starting here with Chris Jones, he's looking for a one-year deal worth about $25 million. However, he does not have much interest in returning, so we're really going to have to bump up these numbers, and I'm looking to make this a one-year $30 million offer, something he cannot refuse. That still leaves us with a lot of cap space. We'll make the offer, and he will sign. That is good news. That means that if for some reason we cannot re-sign Jalen Hyatt, we can look to franchise tag him. He's looking for 3 years, a little bit over $8.25 million. We are offering 8 here. I'm again fine bumping this up. He's been our best receiver throughout this challenge so far. Make it 3 years, $10 million. And that offer is perfect. He will return. So we do just fine in player re-signings. As for now, we are going to move on from these players. They are still up to possibly return. Maybe not so with Cunningham. And in open free agency, there wasn't really a lot of top end talent for us to go after. We are trying to bring in Tony Pollard. If we do get him to sign, that'll be every single offseason. We've signed another running back. Kevin Byard. I don't think he would be a starter. If he is, it's probably going to have to be at strong safety, mostly just because of the speed. I mean, the dude is 34 years old at this point. And then looking to bring back some of the backups in Barnett, Preston Smith, and Yeboah. So let's see if we could get all 5 of these guys to sign. All but one decide in Derek Barnett, and we do land the other 4. So just waiting on the left end. He decides, and we do land all 5. So free agency so far, both closed and open, goes exactly how we wanted it. Now shifting our focus to the draft, we don't have any picks before the 4th round. We do have 2 4th round picks, a 5 and a 7, but there is some really good talent here we probably will not be getting. And that includes a safety that actually looked pretty darn good. Demetrius Dune is a top 5 talent. We do need some help at safety, but there's no way we could trade up to get Dune. He's just a fantastic all-around safety. He's got zone, man awareness. He could hit. I mean, anything you want while running about a mid 4.3. Dude is going to be really good. He's not going to be part of our draft class, however. Players that potentially could fall to us, well, there is Holloway, who's around 3 to 4, true talent of 2 to 3. I wouldn't imagine he would get to the 4th round. If he does, we could add some help to the offensive line. Same could be said for Amir Black, who's actually around 1 to 2. The most likely scenario is we have an outside linebacker whose true talent is projected undrafted. And then there's a corner who is a round 3 to 4. He's a zone style, and really we don't really have a direct style that we play, but he does have B zone. Tackling is a B. He does have okay speed, running a 4.53, does have good bench reps though. He would be a last scenario kind of safety for us. He does have awareness, though play rec is rather low, doesn't have the man. So he would be a backup free safety just because he doesn't have the man. Now past him, we do have a couple more offensive linemen who are true day 3 talents, though projected undrafted, and with the 5 and 7, maybe we could find them. There is also an outside linebacker in Jamie Boston. He's out of Mississippi State, listed as a run stopper. He runs an alright 40 here, actually pretty decent 40 for a linebacker. He does have a little bit of coverage ability, though listed at outside linebacker. With those being C's, he probably has next to no coverage ability. True. Block shedding is a C, but that's going to be a little bit better than the zone coverages, or there's the coverages in general. A tackling, B awareness, does have F injury. So we're not going to find any big talent in this draft class. It's really to fill in depth. So with our plan set, I don't think we need to do anything here but jump all the way to our pick, which again is in the 4th round. And from there we can pause the draft and then we got to go find out who we have available. And about as expected, all of the talent from the offensive lineman up has gone. There is a receiver in Alan Belton we didn't really look at. It's because I don't think he's all that good. I think TJ Waller is our selection. He's that corner with the ability to play a little bit of safety for us. And they give us a C on that pick. He was ranked at 89. We've got him at 97. So tell me how that is only a C. Now with our next selection, still here in the 4th round, there is just Belton that is available that I think would make sense for us to even possibly draft here or trade away the selection. He's 6'3", 199, 22 years old, out of Tennessee. He's not the fastest, but he has some strength. He could jump. He's just not quick whatsoever. Spec catch though is an A, with D release, F catching. He's probably an overdraft here for sure, but we could add a little bit of some depth. So let's add some depth with Belton. And we get a C here as well, ranked 95. And again, we drafted him 119. How that is only a C, I don't know, but we're actually doing pretty decently well with our selections here. Now into the 5th round, this is where I would feel more comfortable going after some of these offensive linemen or potentially even Boston. All 3 are day 3 talents. We do only have 2 selections remaining. And I think we'll add some depth to the O-line here in Brandon Shepard. He's a power blocker who does have A injury and A lead block. The rest of the skills are definitely light in a lot of areas, but being a pure depth guy, I think he'll fit in just fine, and we do need some depth. So Shepard is the next selection. And this time we get a C+, though he was ranked 158. We drafted him 129. How that is higher than the others, I'm clearly missing something. And now into the 7th, only one player that we know of from our class here does have the talent to be drafted, and that indeed is Jamie Boston. Would add some depth to our linebacker group, who did just lose out on some aging veteran talent. Again, he's got the awareness, he's got tackling, a lot of holes in his game, but he's not going to see the field hopefully all too often. So Jamie Boston will round out our draft. And we are back at the C+. He was ranked 173. We got him at 193. So that one was a better selection for us. And overall wise, I am not too upset about these selections here. TJ Waller, we'll start with him. He's the corner. We'll see the ratings first listed at corner. And yeah, with 60 man coverage, even though he's got press ability, I don't think he has a chance to really play any sort of corner for us. So let's edit him. We're going to change him to a safety. And he does go up in overall up to a true 72. I also updated that number. I don't like corners or safeties in the 40s, but this looks much, much better for a free safety. He's got a decent amount of speed and excel. Awareness and play rec definitely needs some work, but overall, that's a much better fit, and potentially he could see starting time. Now, as for the receiver in Alan Belton, he's surprisingly a 71, probably lofted up by that spec catch, because true catching is a 69, but spec catch is a 99. So we'll see what he could do. Unfortunately, he is way too small to play some tight end. Would put him maybe at tight end too. He would have some short route running for it. Catching traffic would be at a decent spot. The speed for it And do we happen to get any run blocking ratings? 61. I mean, honestly, that's not awful. And potentially, tight end could be something we could look into. Now that would lower his overall to a 68, but that would put him right in line with our backup tight ends. So this is definitely something we could do, and something we will have to check with. Maybe when we get through the preseason, I might keep him at tight end so he sees some playing time. See what the stats look like. If they're decent enough, we might keep him there. Now, as for the late round picks, Brandon Shepard, a 67 normal, and yeah, he's definitely going to be a backup. That pass block finesse is awful, but he has some ability to be a depth interior guard, that is for sure. As for Jamie Boston, he rounds out our draft class. A true 67, does get +2 from the coaches, and he has some decent hit power. Speed is not too bad, tackling a little bit low, does have some block shedding. I think that is a really good depth pickup and will replace one of the guys that we just had to let go due to his age. Well, you know I had to check Dune, and he was legit. An 81 overall hidden at dev, 94 speed, 84 zone, 71 man. He would have been a fantastic safety. And he actually ended up going later in the first round. Chargers definitely got a steal. Spot 28. He was a top 5 talent, and honestly, he might have been the highest, or actually not the highest. There was an 85 overall left guard, but it does put him in the top 3. But now that we have found our way to the preseason, now is when we need to make the big move. And that's for Dak Prescott. Now, he did see some regression in the offseason. Again, he is 34 years old, but he still is going to have so much better accuracy across the board than any of our guys. Throw power would be the least, but awareness is about 20 points higher. And overall, I'm hoping he still has enough here that would finally see this offense take that step forward and utilize the talent that it has. He's a 17th ranked quarterback. He is a superstar. What if at all are the Bills willing to talk? They are. We could give up a first round pick, which again is projected to be the number 1 selection, 3, 5, and a 7 in the future drafts, or we push that first round even later. That could be a really good opportunity. We give up a second round this year. And considering that we only have one more off season to go through as we're moving into season 4 here, it would make much more sense to give up the 2029 first round pick, just because we can't really use it. That is strictly for trading. And we reworked the deal a little bit to push as much of it into the future as possible, again, to give us as much of our last draft as possible. So we give up 2029's first, third, fourth, fifth, and 7, almost the entire draft. We only give up a third round pick for our last and final draft. So overall, I think that's the best thing possible for us. Again, we could not use any of the 2029 picks to actually draft players. So strictly used for trading. Dak Prescott is our new QB1. And on top of that, we did keep all of our quarterbacks. So we do have 3 that we will also be able to use for trade bait as well. I'm thinking again more Arrington because he's the star dev, he's younger. Milton will be the primary backup, but that is now the best solution we've had at quarterback yet. And preseason will actually go pretty well. We go 2-1, though one of those losses was only by 4 points, though one of the wins is also only by 3 points, so close. But now we just need to check in on a few stats. For the offensive side, curious to see how Prescott did, and he actually did very well. 333, 3 touchdowns, 73% complete. Milton, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So it seems to be a really good idea then that we did bring in Dak Prescott. Rushing the ball, 3.6 and a touchdown for Tony Pollard, and it should be pretty evenly split between him and Gainwell when we do get into actual gameplay. Receiving, really good from Hyatt. He had 5 touchdowns. Knox was our second best. Now, did we get much of the rookie Belton? He did have a few grabs. 3 catches. He averaged about 9 yards per, but he only averaged 9 yards per game. So didn't really get to see much from him. What I think we will do is we will list him both at tight end and receiver this year, just providing overall depth. Offensive line-wise, much better here for our young tackles. Ethan Webb did give up 1 sack, none from Covington. And defensively, Deo had 4 TFLs. Pittman and Jones both had 2. We had a few amount of sacks here spread out, but Watson leads us with 1.5. Interceptions, 2 for Emerson, 1 for Dantzler, Herndon, and Golson. Now, Herndon most likely is about to be cut just because he's at the bottom of the free safety depth chart. He provides some flexibility to corner, so we might toy with that. But we do finish preseason with the 6th ranked offense. Defensively, 16th. Now, the big concern from last season was how many passing yards we were giving up, and we are not in the top 10 or bottom 10 for the worst, but it's still not great, and I'm wondering if we do potentially need to add maybe another corner here. Right now, we are starting Mike Golson and Martin Emerson Jr. on the outside. It's that slot player that we don't really have defined. We have a few corners, but I don't quite think they've done enough, and maybe that is where we're getting beat. So if we look at just the coverage ratings themselves, it is a pretty steep drop here from Emerson Jr. and Mike Golson to the next few guys. I've been sticking Dantzler there, and he is the best option for this slot. Curious if there is a better option. And actually, it doesn't really seem like it. Way up around the same overall as all of our other players, there is Charvarius Ward. Now, he is 31 years old, sitting at an actual rating of 86 overall. And he has really good ratings. But one, he has a broken toe, so he's out for 2 more weeks. We can't trade for him now. But that could be something we could look to do maybe a week 8, depending on what the draft looks like for us and how well we've done up to that point. The only other option was Forbes, and we already traded for him and traded him away because he didn't play very well. And with all offseason moves done and complete, it's time to get the Dak Prescott era underway here in the Tennessippi States Only Challenge. And as we get year 4 underway, it is defense out there first. Didn't see much improvement from this side, just development. And only fitting that Pittman gets the first tackle. We do have one new addition to the defense, though, starting at free safety. It is the rookie. Byard will be the backup for both strong and free. As that barely counts as a shift, they go with a quick throw, is caught. Now the Saints, a really good team in this universe, sitting around an 86 overall across the board. We are an 81, and it's a 3rd and 1 that they will pick up. Weak side dive for Brooks. But knock on wood, we haven't given up any big plays, just some small gains. As Jackson goes with the quick throw to the flat, maybe a gain of 1 or 2. This defense has a lot of speed at every position, and we've got to be able to utilize that to, one, make some plays in the backfield, but also get some quick tackles as pass rush, Jose Dockery. Not our defensive rookie of the year. We just had 2 dominant rookies. Love to see all the play we've gotten, though, from the young guys. 3rd and 16. Jackson spins, throws. He has a target. Will be a gain of around 10, but still leaves them 11 shy of the first. But bad news. On the punt, we rough the kicker, and it's a free first down for the Saints. They get bailed out, and they will get a run for 2. Nathaniel Watson spins him down. Really unfortunate for the defense. They did their job. Special teams did not. 2nd and 8. They got their tight end in motion down to the bottom. Helps lead the way as Pittman can't fill the hole quick enough. Brooks picks up the first. But a big injury for the Saints as McCoy down on the field. He'll have to head to the sidelines with the 1st and 10. Can his team finish off the drive? Jackson looking for a drop back pass across the middle. They got the first, looking at their tight end. Getting nothing crazy, just some simple stops across the middle or drags underneath. 1st and 10, they get inside the red zone. With a bunch up top, we bring the blitz, and Jackson throws, diving, breaking it up is Golson. We need him to have a big season, both him and Emerson, to just help out that DB group in general. We are relying on a lot of young talent in the backfield. As Golson makes another big play there. But yeah, the safeties they've got a little bit of work in progress, that's for sure. X Factor unlocked for Golson. Can we get a turnover forced? They go up top, and we get a quick rally. But the defense bends thanks to the special teams. They do not break. And it'll be a field goal attempt here, kicking this one out about the 24, 34-yarder. Puts them in front. But now's time to see Dak Prescott and a new offense. We did change the playbook to fit Prescott a little bit more. Prior, we were using the Rams playbook. Now Buffalo Bills going for a little bit more of the vertical type of offense. Fits closer to our scheme. Though technically the playbook is vertical power, we are vertical zone and swatted away. That one intended for Knox, just needed a little bit more height on it. 3rd and 6. Trips go up top, Knox at the bottom, though we do send in motion Mingo. We'll make it 2 up top then. Prescott, across the middle, he's got the first down to Mingo. He did a lot of moving around there to just get a gain of, what was that, about 7 or 8. 2 spread either side. More motion from Mingo, blitz, get it to the outside, Hyatt's got the first down. And while we definitely had some good times with Joe Milton, I'm hoping that the receivers are just going to get some better overall play from their QB here. As Knox goes up top on the little zig motion, we go to the bottom, and we find the completion. Just checking that one down to Gainwell, he still finds 8. We also signed a fullback from Ole Miss as well, so a couple new additions, having to get that out quickly. Knox got the first down and close to the red zone. And use a little bit more play action, attack the intermediate level of the field. That should best utilize the talent on this team. As the first quarter comes to an end, we've had a good game so far. At the 21, it is 1st and goal. Will be a drop back pass, and luckily that corner or safety, whoever that was up top, completely oblivious to the throw. That should have been picked. Instead, we get a gain of 7 for 2nd and 3 with a bunch to the bottom. DK's up top. We got Knox in motion. Once again going with a zig motion. We hand this one off. Gainwell can't hit the outside. Brought down by Chase Young. That burst of speed really key there. 3rd and 7 as we go 2 up top plus Knox. Mingo down to the bottom. Prescott will look to throw or get dropped by Young. 2 big plays from their superstar edge rush. And he even has a guy on the team that he will let sit on him. We'll bring out the field goal unit then. This one about a 39-yarder to tie, and Elliott nails it. And a pick from Morgan Pittman the following drive. I'm really glad we got him in that last draft. Or I guess I should say now 2 drafts ago. We went through the first one, or today's episode 1, so quickly, almost forgot about it. As we go to Knox here, an opportunity to take a lead. We drove down last drive, couldn't finish it. Need to do that more this season. We left a lot of opportunities out, as that one is off of a lineman's head, perhaps. Not sure if they'll credit the breakup to the O-line or D-line, but a 3rd and 6 here, just inside the 45. As we've got Hyatt in motion. They'll send 2 to the bottom, going up top and finding the catch, DK. Still waiting for a breakout season for him. We've got 2 more remaining. Got to win that Super Bowl within 5 years. Knox again in motion. Back down to the bottom, as it will be a throw. Prescott across the middle. He's got Mingo. Big hit, denies the first. Mingo will get up a little bit slowly, but shake it off for 2nd and 1. 2 spread either side. Prescott, he's got another receiver in motion. A lot of early movement here pre-snap. As Prescott throws to the flat, he's got DK. He's kind of taken on that Michael Thomas role here. 3 catches, 22 yards. As 3 go up top here with a fresh set just outside the red zone, we send Mingo back down to the bottom. They send the blitz. We go up top and swatting away. Great recovery there, 21. He got beat off the snap. Just had enough speed to get back there. 2nd and 10 to the flat, and held on to his Hyatt. A.J. Terrell Jr. not able to break that one up. Leaving 3rd and 6. This is around the same spot we got to last drive. Another movement here from Hyatt. As we go lofted back of the end zone. DK touchdown. He got the toe taps. And Dak put that really where only DK could have gotten that one. But Jonathan Brooks answers the following drive, a 48-yard receiving touchdown. Makes it 10-10 here, about 50 seconds left in the half. So with that, let's head out here with Dak Prescott. We've got 3 timeouts, looking for at least a field goal. Press coverage across the board here, 2 high safeties. DK gets the immediate step, and we've got him. Ball gets there a little bit late, so it's not going to be caught on the run. If so, that might be a house call. They don't call the timeout there. Instead, they go hurry up as they get the pass to Jennings. Step too far. Prescott obviously still learning his new teammates a little bit. We got 22 seconds here. Going to make it an empty set as Gainwell motions out. And Prescott, he's going to look to just rumble here. The old guy sprinting down inside the 35. Crazy, though, that Prescott is now considered an older quarterback here. 34 years old. Hyatt might be our option to the left-hand side. Again, moving out Gainwell. Coverage actually looks pretty good downfield. Dak is going to end up scrambling out. Got about 10 seconds and less. Call that second timeout, 9 seconds left. That should leave us just enough time to get one more play in here. And Dak making a change there. He's got 2 to the right, 2 to the left, and he's on the move yet again. Takes a big hit, but sets up a chip shot field goal. We'll trot out Elliott then with 1 second left to give us a 3-point lead at halftime. But as we've had a great back and forth to start the third quarter here, we got the Saints driving. They're inside the 40 as Jackson goes quick throw up top and will be a gain of about 7. These two teams playing a very similar style of game as well. Bunch down to the bottom, 1 up top for Jackson. Sitting back in shotgun, he motions out his running back. As we only send 4, quick throw, he's got a dropped first down. Dantzler gets a little bit lucky then. 3rd and 3, same formation, motioning out again. Now he's got to get out there. Richardson does get out there eventually. They go his way. He gets the catch this time. Brooks rumbling down to around the 15. Of course, he broke off that near 50-yard touchdown in the first half. They just need 15.2 more yards here to take a lead as they go weak side stretch, bouncing off of the corner. Or actually, check that. It's the safety in Waller. He was drafted as a corner, just playing safety this year. 2nd and 8. Got their guy in motion. That's Jordan Addison. They fake the jet sweep down the middle. Brooks. And a pretty strong run game, but they look to abandon it here on 3rd. With an empty set, Jackson needs 3 to the flat. Page denied by Pittman. But the Saints stay out on offense. 4th and a long one here. Jackson looks to throw, and he's got the first down. Page slips the tackle. Makes up for not getting the first down the previous play as the Saints take the lead. Following a big penalty on Bobby Brown, we're trying to answer right back. Down 4 points. It's Tony Pollard with a gain of 3. We're kind of relying on a variety of different substitute backs here. We don't really have that full 3 down kind of guy. But enough time for maybe 2 more plays this quarter as Pollard gets the first down. He's another guy who's gotten a little bit up in age, around 30 years old. For running backs, that is pretty old. As we got Mingo in motion here, will be the final play of the third quarter. As Prescott throws, he finds Mingo. Now that'll go as a gain of 4 to send us inside the 4th. 8 minutes left here in opening week. Dak Prescott trying to lead a comeback. As he dumps this one off, DK only gets 5. But with a 3rd and 1, we'll go shotgun, but keeping things tight. Bunch up top, Mingo at the bottom. We will throw. We had Knox wide open. Eventually, we find him, and he fights into the end zone. We retake that lead. The tight ends for both teams putting in a lot of work in this one. And it might just be whatever defense can make that big play. Their team wins as the Saints have driven yet again. Around 5.5 minutes left. Jackson across the middle. Just a gain of 1. Emerson stuck on Addison like glue. But we need to pull ahead of these guys to get that pick. 2nd and 9. They go trips up top. Looks like one way down to the bottom, nearly off the screen. Jackson. Deep downfield, tipped away. Golson. Kind of playing a little bit of a safety type coverage there. 3rd and 9. Trying to keep this at worst a tied game. And motion out one of their tight ends. Jackson, he's just chilling in the pocket. Finds his target across the middle, and it will not be a first down. Pittman there again. He's done well against the tight ends. Will be the field goal unit here to tie the game yet again. 2020 as the kick is good. We will jump out to start the next drive here with a 1st and 10. We got to run a 4-minute offense here, or 4-minute 20 offense. And that means consistent play, drain this clock, hit at least a field goal, and walk away with a win here in week 1. I would count it as an upset considering these Saints are overall-wise, or at least on paper-wise, a much better team. Prescott, risky throw. It hit Knox in the hands. He couldn't hold on to it. So 3rd and 4. Gotta convert here. We go trips up top, tight end at the bottom, but we're going to send Mingo that way. Will be a pass here from Dak. And he's got the first down, Mingo. I would love to see how many yards he's had today pre-snap. Because after the snap, it's been, maybe about 5 or so. We haven't really looked for, I would say, any intermediate or deep shots. It's been a lot of quick passes. Hand this one off for Gainwell. Look at that burst of speed. He's all the way down inside the red zone. Finally pushed out at the 18. Give a shout out to the blocking as well. That right side cleared the way. 1st and 10, you guessed it, Mingo in motion. As they go back to the same play, nowhere close to the same success. Lloyd limits it to just 1, but he is shaken up on that play, so he will head off the field here. 1st, 2nd, and 9. As Prescott still looking to throw the ball. Goes late to DK, who gets the first down, makes it goal to go at the 4. Only negative there is he went out of bounds. We've taken off around 2 minutes here. As Gainwell is going to get denied there, maybe back to the line. And honestly, perfectly fine for me. I would prefer to run this to the 2-minute warning. We'll see if Dak agrees. As we motion out the running back, they will snap it prior to up top and tipped away. Again, a little bit more height on that. You've got the touchdown. Instead, 3rd and goal here at the 4. We hand it off, and Pollard is down to the 2. Timeout called from the Saints. And you got to feel like you got to kick the field goal. We do send out Jake Elliott here. Need to take the lead. While the touchdown would have been much better, we still hit it. So then can the defense make the plays? The offense finally has done enough in these close games to pull us in front. Flag is down on about to catch a 7. But it's Jose Dockery getting there a little bit late. So they tack on the extra yardage into plus territory, and they probably only need about 10 more yards for a field goal attempt to tie. Running back Brooks barely stays in bounds. They'll pick up 3 along the way. 1:44 left. Saints have 2 timeouts. We have 3. Hopefully we don't have to use ours. Motion out the running back again. Jackson wide open up top, and that should be field goal range. Plus, they get the first down. Jackson throws across the middle. Big hit. Watson jarred that one out of Franklin's hands. We could really use with a turnover. 2nd and 10. 1:20 left on the clock. Jackson to Brooks. Big stop there from Golson. 3rd and 1. Got to deny them the first down here. As Jackson will look to throw. He dumps it off, but through the hands of Brooks. He should have just ran with it. Once again, we catch ourselves lucky. And with about 55 seconds, the field goal unit to tie. A 44-yarder right down the middle. Well, here we go, Dak. It's your time to shine. 52 seconds. We got 3 timeouts. We got to find a winner. As we go with the play action, he's looking for the deep shot. Jump ball is dropped by DK. That would have been a well inside field goal range. We need the 42. Spread empty here. Dak, quick throw is caught, but a minimal gain. We don't call a timeout there either. 3rd and 7. I guess if we get a first down, then we will. As Prescott, he's got it. DK, first timeout call. Well, with only 18 seconds left, I'm jumping out here to make sure that Madden doesn't do anything crazy. Up for DK with another drop. And I get why he's upset. That is 2 plays that could have been the big ones for us. It's gone through his hands. Looks like Prescott making a change here. He might have a little window. 2 fine knocks. First down. We need about 5 more yards. We got to get that in about 7 seconds or less, as there's 10 seconds left in this game. We got motion here from Mingo. That's where he goes. He gets the catch. He gets down safely. They'll let the clock roll down to 1 second left. They called their timeout there. Now the Saints could try to ice us, but we send out Elliott, and there comes the timeout. For the Week 1 upset, we're kicking this one at about the 44, a 54-yarder. Elliott misses the field goal. It is overtime we go. He had been so good up till that point of this game. He hit several longer field goals too, but 23-23 is not enough. To overtime we go. And the Saints win the coin flip. Defense, we got to see some big plays here. We let them drive a lot in this game. They start with Brooks. There's Watson. We'll say we've done very well on containing Jackson, though, in this one. Just got to make sure he doesn't pop up for a big gain here late. 2nd and 7, they change the look, trips down to the bottom. Jackson goes downfield, tipped away. Golson. He's broken up a lot of passes in this one, and he and Richardson kind of switched on that one. Richardson went underneath. Golson went over the top. 3rd and 7. Jackson's got the first down as he finds Shaheed. That should be about field goal range for them. At the 41, Jackson, quick throw is caught. Addison. Will be a quick grab of 6 for the X-Factor receiver. We've done pretty well in slowing him down. Credit Emerson for most of it. 2nd and 4, though. Jackson changes the play again. Make it an empty set. It's the 3rd change. Eventually, they'll snap the ball here. 5 seconds on the play clock. And got another first down, Shaheed. This is where we've bowed up before. Gotta have it yet again. With about 3 minutes left here in OT. Jackson looking to throw and getting sacked. It's Dockery. He opened the game with a sack. Would have loved to see him close the game with a sack, but we got a few more plays here perhaps. 2nd and 15. Jackson across the middle and turning up the speed. Franklin makes it goal to go. Just quite haven't been able to do enough in the passing game. That was the worry. Empty set here for Jackson, but they will let the 2-minute warning hit. Got a bow up here. Haven't seen any plays from Chris Jones yet in this one. A turnover would be fantastic. Shaheed in motion. They go his way. Quick stop, Sam Williams. He popped up for a few sacks last year, but really, he was a TFL guy. Gets one there. 2nd and goal. It's another empty set. We send the blitz. Denying the catch, Richardson. And now with 3rd and goal. One more play. We got to get the stop here. Then the field goal unit can come on out. Jackson is rolling. He's got green grass, and he dives in for the win. We did so well in containing him all game long, but the final play is a scramble for the win. Heck of a game, though. Missed out on a few opportunities. Defensive coverage still needs a little bit more work. And DK, if you could hold on to a pass, we probably would have won that game in regulation. Well, with how good that game was, I want to get right on into the next one. We're going to start with a quarter sim here against Jacksonville, and it is 7-7. By the time we get to the end of the first quarter here, Jacksonville has been the top team in this division pretty much every single year. It's a very High scoring second quarter though, 21-14, so we scored twice, we give up one. We'll head through the third quarter as well. As we go up 2 scores, they make it back to 1, and the fourth quarter has arrived, so let's just slow things down a little bit here. We are on offense, 2nd and 5. We do not get the first down there, it's 3rd and 1. But Jalen Hyatt will get the job done. So trying to go back up 2 scores here. We are inside the 40 with about 6 or so minutes here left in the game. We hand this one off back to Pollard, and he's not going far. I will say, it doesn't look like he has the same burst he once did. But maybe we'll have a little bit more success running as one of their DTs exits the game. 2nd and 9. We go right back to it. Pollard, same play. A big block from big ol' 73. Honestly, couldn't tell you who that is. I want to say Darnell Wright, the guy we traded for, was a tackle. He's playing guard now. 3rd and 2, we look to pass the ball, and we get the first down to Hyatt. Prescott, 275, 4 touchdowns on the day. He does have 1 turnover, though. All around, though, pretty solid performance. Didn't see much of that from any of our backup quarterbacks, and Pollard putting in the work there. It was jam-packed across the middle. Don't know if you caught it, but he did hurdle a guy. So 2nd and 5. As we go 2 up top, we go back down the middle. Nothing as crazy, just a gain of 1 there from Pollard, leaving another 3rd and 4. As we got motion here, it's Mingo. Leaving 2 up top, they send the blitz. We go to the flat, and caught for the first down is Mingo. Both he and Hyatt have well outperformed their ratings, that is for sure. 1st and 10, taking our time on this drive as well. Making it empty set. Dak swatted away. He tried to find Mingo yet again. Should have went to the running back, though. There's a lot more grass for him. Double covered was Mingo. So 2nd and 10, we hand it off. Big stop across the middle as 90 returns. The good news for us is a field goal still makes us a 2-score game here late in the 4th quarter. As we are marching inside the 2.5-minute mark, Prescott letting that play clock roll all the way down and eventually snaps it with 2. Quick throw across the middle. DK gets lit up. And tell you what, 41, he went on a tear inside the red zone. What does end up forcing a field goal attempt here for Elliott. He missed the big one in week 1, but he gets that one. Well, now just a minute 53 left. Jaguars down by 10. Burrow, the quarterback, he's got T-Hawk in motion. And looks like they're running again the same playbook we are. Dump off across the middle. Cooper Kupp gets back to the outside. At least, assuming that is Cooper Kupp. Looks like him. Could be a draftee. 2nd and 3. Burrow to the bottom and picked off. It's Emerson Jr. Why'd you stop running, my dude? That could have been an easy pick 6. But it does at least set us up to run this game to its finish. 3rd and 2, we get 2. We're going to take off as much time as possible, not even looking to tack on extra points. The gentlemanly win here in Jacksonville, 31-21. We finally get a win over the reigning AFC South champions. But as we look to wrap up today's episode, it is with a 1-2 record, though honestly, we could be 3-0 at this point. Buccaneers do pull off the win, 28-25, and it was with us just coming up a little bit short of yet another comeback, just like week 1, except it didn't go into overtime. In this one, Prescott, 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have a pick. He completed 79%, but JJ McCarthy completed 80% on about 100 less yards and 1 less touchdowns, but they still ended up doing enough. Mostly thanks to Travis Etienne Jr., who averaged about 7 yards a rush, 3 touchdowns for him. Pollard did have a touchdown, but we didn't really do anything fantastic while running the ball. Gainwell only ran 4 times, though he looked to be the more efficient runner. Receiving, Amon-Ra St. Brown torched us. Hyatt still had a really good performance, though he did have a touchdown. Mingo also had a touchdown, and DK really is just living his Michael Thomas era. Defensively, we did have a few tackles for a loss, Woods, Williams, and Jones. We did have 1 sack, another one for Jose Dockery, but it seems like we still are not quite doing enough when it comes to coverage. So we've got to sort something out there, and that is going to be the game plan for next episode. As for now, we wrap up the early part here of Season 4, 9th in offense, 7th actually here in defense. So we're still doing well statistically, we're just not quite doing enough to win these games. Prescott 7 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions, sitting at about 80% complete. Rushing the ball, it's nothing dominant by any means, but if you run for 3.5 yards per play, you're gonna get a first down. Receiving, Metcalf actually leads the team in both receptions and yards. And in fact, make him the triple threat because he's also leading us in touchdown receptions. Just while we've watched, he hasn't really done all too much. Offensively, Pittman currently leads us in tackles with 20. We got 3 TFLs for both Woods and Dockery. Dockery also has the 3 sacks, 1 for Deo. We could use with more turnovers, though we are averaging an interception a game. But I think the big thing from this episode that will haunt us is the 1 missed field goal from Jake Elliott. The 53-54 yarder he missed wide right that did not win the game in opening week in regulation. We all know how that one ended. But overall, I feel like this team is in a much better spot moving forward than where we were. As for where we are sitting in division, we are actually in 2nd, and we face the Houston Texans to begin next episode. Jacksonville, they actually have started at the bottom, 0-3. Indy is also 1-2, and I believe, we do play them pretty early on, so we'll probably split the Texans and Colts game to start next episode. We'll just get through the Broncos game, and then just see how well the team is doing. How well they do is kind of how quickly or how slowly we get through these seasons. So 2 seasons left, gotta win a Super Bowl. We've yet to have a winning season. This could be the year, so don't miss it. Hit that bell icon in the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button, and definitely tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Tuesday, Thursday. All my Madden 25 content is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's for college football 25. So make sure you're checking out over there, as I don't want to spoil anything. But with how yesterday's episode went, we might have an extra game coming this season. So make sure you check into the Cardinals dynasty, as well as next time we try to win some of these close games.